channel, and today we've got another priority. Today we're back with transfer news. We're back with it's not new players, it's a player who we bought, who we worked a lot to buy, and his name is Paulo Dybala. But now after buying him, we have another priority, and this priority is renewing his contract and eliminating the clause, which is a 20 million clause which Dybala could use to end his contract with Roma. Now, why do we need to do this? We need to do this because I think we've understood a very, very, very important thing up to now, up to this stage of the season, which is that we are a completely different team with and without Paulo Dybala on the pitch. With Paulo Dybala on the pitch, we're a way more creative side. We score more goals. We provide more contributions. And especially, it could also be mentioned that we're way more prolific when it comes to set pieces because Dybala's got a magic foot. Without Dybala, it's kind of the opposite. We don't create many chances. We would rather score on set pieces. But most importantly, we score less goals. And sometimes not scoring goals means losing points. So I think, Dybala is a very injury-prone player. But we knew this since the day we bought him. Since the day we were interested in him. We knew that Dybala was going to have several injuries at Roma. He's been like this for quite a long while. It's his character, it's his body, it's his fitness level. So that is not my biggest worry because, again, I even think Dybala gave such a good impact that his injury kind of, yes, it's something major to the team and to the fans because, the team without him is not the same. But seeing what he did before his injury, we kind of can't wait to get him back because we know that, we're going to play better with him. So I think the next step is adding more players next to Dybala. And now this doesn't mean adding more players to the same level as Dybala because it's hard to find someone to the same levels of Dybala. But it's important to add good creative players next to Dybala. This is definitely the next step when it comes to the Dybala parenthesis. But obviously before adding new players, you have to try and renew the contract of the biggest player in your team, which is Paulo Dybala. And in fact, talks are ongoing between Dybala's agents, Thiago Pinto, and the Fredkins as well, to already extend Dybala's contract until 2026. This is something very big, because signing his contract until 2026 and eliminating this 20 million clause means that Dybala, is linked to Roma for quite a long while. And this is really good, because he gives that experience that, for example, in the next round of the Europa League, if we were to get there, is much needed. Or to get top 4, it's very much needed. So Dybala is a player we need, but we also need other Dybalas. We need similar characteristics players to Dybala, and that's important. Talks are ongoing to renew his contract until 2026. Now, I'm not too sure if this will happen in the January transfer window or in the summer transfer window. It could easily happen in both. Now, one thing to talk about Dybala's World Cup is that apparently yesterday night, the Argentinian coach said that he will only call up players which are 100% ready to play the World Cup. Now, this is kind of contradicting, because a few weeks ago he said, he said that Dybala was basically already there. Let me ban this. Yeah, was basically already gonna make it in that list, and now it's actually good for us if he doesn't go to the World Cup. It's not good for Argentina, it's good for us. Because if he doesn't go to the World Cup, he's gonna go to Japan, and he's gonna avoid getting any injuries. And to be fair, the World Cup for him is a very big risk, and he knows it himself. It will be very disappointing for him, but he will have to get over it. I don't want Dybala to go to the World Cup, as much as it's disappointing, because if he doesn't go to the World Cup, it's a massive weapon which we have, which other teams don't, to then restart after the World Cup. We are already one of the few teams which are letting many players go. We don't have many players which are going to the World Cup because of the fact that our team is very Italian-based. Our biggest threat, which goes to the World Cup, is Dybala, and apparently it's got a big question mark on it. So if Dybala doesn't go to the World Cup, we have a massive advantage because that means that we're excluding any injuries during the World Cup period. And to players like Dybala who are injury prone, it's very, very big. So yeah, it's something. It's definitely something to say. Definitely something to mention. Talks are ongoing, but obviously, not just extending his contract. It's also about eliminating this 20 million clause. Now, this is something very important. It's even more important than renewing his contract because 20 million euros is a lot. Now, you know how many good players we can buy for 20 million euros? And it sucks because if he wants to leave, then we would have to pay him 20 million euros. Now, this was a decisive factor which made him convince to join the Roma project. So it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to eliminate it from his contract. Definitely top 4 will be needed for this to happen, 100%, because if top 4 doesn't happen, then Dybala will not let this 20 million clause away. But top 4 is definitely important when it comes to this. It's also very important because the second he eliminates this 20 million clause, he has to be determined to continue with Roma. Because yeah, he can't leave without this 20 million clause. It's not like if he abandons this, he's tied to Roma until the day he dies. But it means that you're willing to let go some money for you to stay in a club which is not guaranteed top 4 every season. So it's also a sacrifice for Paulo Dybala as well. So it's definitely going to take time for this 20 million clause to get eliminated from the contract. But it's an important clause because, to be fair, losing Dybala is already bad. And losing Dybala and paying him 20 million euros is very, very, very bad. If not, it's a catastrophe. So yeah, I mean, top 4 will be vital when it comes to convincing him to eliminate this 20 million clause. But I think the first step is, actually understanding if Dybala is willing to renew his contract. The first step to this massive step up in Dybala's contract is the renewal of contract until 2026. It's a big date. 4 years is a lot. It means that this would be one of the last destinations of Dybala's career. So it's important, it's significant. He has to be determined. Up to now, I think Dybala's loving his adventure at Roma, not because we're fourth, but also he's loving the cultural vibes of Roma as well. Every week, every day he posts a picture on Instagram exploring new parts of Rome with his girlfriend. So that's definitely something big, and that's something which welcomes every player. But he's definitely enjoying his adventure. You can definitely tell it from his social media behavior, but it has, hopefully it will add on to, and hopefully it will not end soon, because we need Dybala. We need more Dybalas in the pitch, and the second we build a player, the second we build a team with more creative players, more experienced players, more players like Dybala adding on to Paulo Dybala, that means that we're showing everyone that things are becoming more serious, that top 4 is becoming a priority every single season, not just, once in a while, and that, advancing in European tournaments is also becoming more significant. So yeah, this is all we have to say about Paulo. Next week, when I'm back from my football tournament, we'll definitely, we've got the last Europa League match today, so we've got more time then to focus on transfer news, especially in the World Cup period. We've got a lot of things to say about the transfer news. We won't obviously talk through it all today. Today, transfer news on a player which we already have, which is willing to, and apparently another thing which is very, very, very important is the fact that he's also I'm reading that he is very much Inter. Because you see, this is definitely talks are ongoing, but I'm actually reading that, you know, he's actually given the priority to Roma. So that's good. That is, you know, very, very, very good. So yeah. Wow, Marco Galovic, yeah. Thank you for the super chat. We win tonight. Hopefully we'll win. Hopefully we'll advance. Look at the teams on the screen. They're very important teams, you know, and hopefully we'll keep improving starting from today by getting in the round of 32 of the Europa League. So yeah, thank you very much for that super chat, Marco. And yeah, I mean, tonight I'm reading Nico will apparently start. I've read quite a few articles saying Nico will start today. So that's definitely something which wasn't expected, which definitely was something new after UEFA suspended his suspension. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens tonight. It's gonna be fun. Fortunately, I'll miss it, but yeah, I'll be back for the derby, which is another very, 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 very big game. And I already pre-recorded the match preview, so it will go out tomorrow or on Saturday. So yeah, lads and lasses, right, let me read some comments. Yo, everyone in the chat. We need a new center defensive midfielder and a center back for me. And the goalkeeper, says Ismail. As a physio, I can say there's no injury prone player. There's only bad preparation. That's good. That's good. The team needs more eccentric training. Do you think that Zaniolo's overhyped? There are definitely some limits of hyping him up. I will be honest here, you know, I'll be very honest. There are people who hype Zaniolo a lot, but I think it's very early to say if he's an overhyped player or not. I'll answer back in a couple of years. Right now, no, but he has to be careful because, you know, some people, some journalists especially, do overhype him a lot. Focus, hard work, determination, that's all Nico needs right now. And he has to shut up all of these crappy voices around him. And yeah, the team needs more eccentric training. Indeed, the team needs more connection trainings, communication trainings. That's definitely, and accuracy trainings as well. That's my pick. But yeah, lads, I'll catch you in a couple of days. Up the boards tonight, and I mean, we'll keep updated because, you know, the community page on the channel, I'll definitely type on that if we win tonight. So look out for that. Come on, Simon out.